Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, which is like the intro to every single one of my videos lately. But if you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you a kind of two-part discussion video. I don't really do these that often, but I figured I didn't have enough content for a general life update video, so I figured why not tag it onto the video that I'm sure all of you are actually here for, and that is my discussion on whether or not I think Booktube is a toxic community. So let's just get the little quick life update out of the way. Basically, I have been MIA for a couple reasons. Mostly, like, the biggest reason is just that I haven't been reading. I have had other stuff going on in my life, which I will talk about in a minute, and I just have not picked up a book and finished it. I have about 70 pages left of The Martian, and I've had about 70 pages left of The Martian for like 2.5 weeks now. Haven't picked it up. I started Jurassic Park recently because that's like a tried and true book. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I haven't finished it. I got 40 pages in and put it down. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure last February I fell into a reading slump, so I don't know if it's like a seasonal reading slump that just it's cyclical. It happens every year. But that's like the main reason I haven't been here is because I've been reading, and when I'm not reading, I'm not inspired to make videos, despite the fact that there are videos I can make without reading, such as tags. I can do discussion videos like the one I'm doing today. So I really don't have an excuse, but that is my excuse. The second reason is one you may have noticed because I've been waving my hands around a lot, and that is I got engaged. We celebrated our Valentine's Day like the Saturday before Valentine's because I worked Valentine's Day because I work at a restaurant and it gets a little crazy. And so we celebrated early. He proposed. I said yes. Obviously, we have been together like 2.5 years, so I was ready for it. I'm very, very excited to be engaged. I'm learning how stressful planning a wedding can be. Even though we're doing a very small wedding, it is just expensive and stressful, but I genuinely couldn't be happier than I am right now. That's been kind of where my mind has been of late. If you're in the States, you would probably know that the flu has been going around like crazy. Basically, everyone and their mother has been sick. I was sick from Sunday to basically the next Sunday. Did not pick up a book to read during that time. I think I slept and watched The Office, and that was it. I didn't do schoolwork during that time, which is what I've been doing lately, playing catch up. Turns out when you neglect about a week of college work, it's very, very hard to catch up. So basically, that's why I haven't been reading, that's why I haven't been making videos. I know that is no reason, and I have no excuse, but that is the one I'm giving you today. So without further ado, let's get into the second part of the video, the part, like I said, I'm sure you are all here for, and that is my discussion on whether or not Booktube is a toxic community. Now, I will put a small disclaimer here, just saying that this is not a call-out video. I am not targeting anyone when I discuss whether or not I believe Booktube is toxic. I am not hating on anyone. This is not that kind of video. This is just an overall general discussion on whether or not I feel Booktube and just really all the bookish communities such as Bookstagram, which is book Instagram if you don't know, and then book Twitter, whether or not these are some toxic communities. I'm focusing primarily on Booktube because this is my space. I don't really Bookstagram. I am on Twitter. Self-plug. Definitely leave me comments down below if you have noticed any of these things, or if you think I'm just talking to my ass. I welcome all forms of discussion. So I'll just start with the biggest thing, and this is the thing that I think is the root of a lot of the toxic elements of Booktube or the book community, and that is problematic books. Every book is problematic in some way, and that is because books obviously are written by people, and people are not perfect. Authors are always going to have problematic things in their books because they are people, and it is just expected. However, I've noticed, especially as of late, there have been a lot of discussions about basically every book that's coming out being problematic, and these discussions have at times devolved into attacks. And what I mean by this is that everyone is welcome and free to read whatever book they want. That is like the great thing about Booktube, is that I can read a book and hate it, and you can read a book and love it, and we can talk about why we love it or why we hate it. That is the reason Booktube is able to exist, is because people have different opinions about books. That being said, it has become way more common, I think, than it should to attack and hate a person for liking a problematic book. I'll use a couple examples. one I've read and one I have not. Basically, I'm a fan of Sarah J. Maas. I've not hidden that from my channel at all. I'm pretty transparent about all of my opinions. I have book reviews of her books, and I have gushed and raved, but I recognize the problematic aspects of her books. I recognize the fact that she has like the blandest, whitest cast in existence, and I recognize that she perpetuates harmful stereotypes sometimes and tropes, and that, even that her writing isn't perfect. I recognize that, but I'm still able to enjoy the books, and that is okay. The other example, and the one I haven't read, is there's been a lot of discussion around Carve the Mark, which is by Veronica Roth. Like I said, I haven't read this book, but there has been a lot of discussion about racist undertones, and I believe, and just a lot of problematic things that she has included in this book. And that generated a really big discussion, and that was great. But that discussion at times devolved into, you can't like this book because it's problematic. And I've seen that with the Sarah J. Maas books too. Is people are just like, basically, you can't like this book because it has problematic aspects. I think the line is drawn when someone reads a problematic book, and if they're not able to recognize that it's problematic, that's where things get a little iffy. And that's where the difference is between educating someone about a problematic book and attacking them. I think the Booktube community oftentimes really does a good job at educating someone about a problematic book. You see all the time people are like, I didn't recognize that, people listening to people of color who say that this book has hurt them in some way, or any other marginalized group who's like, I have been hurt by this book, this is the reason why. If you listen to that and you can understand that and we can have discussions about it, that's all fine and dandy. What is an issue is that that's not how it happens sometimes. I will say that I don't believe that the people who are attacking other booktubers or just people in the book community for liking problematic books, a very small but very vocal group, I should say. I think it's important that we discuss books that are problematic. I think it's important to let authors know that we recognize that their books are problematic, and that to help them grow as authors. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if we can educate people about something being problematic without attacking them, that's great. Other than that, I have not really seen that many problematic things in Booktube. I have found Booktube as a whole to be a very welcoming community. I really do love the fact that you can have discussions with people from all over the world who have all sorts of different perspectives and points of views and opinions. And I think on one hand, the book community is very good about that, and compared to other YouTube communities specifically, book community is not really cliquey at all. There isn't like a cool group, and if you're not part of the cool group, then you're not who are you? There's none of that, but I do think that at times people can become a little overzealous and a little too excited about, calling out people for being problematic. As long as someone recognizes the issues with the book or with an author, they should be allowed to enjoy it. It's only if they deny the issues and the problematic aspects that I think it becomes a problem. That being said, I still don't think that is ever okay to attack someone because they refuse to acknowledge something as problematic. I think you're discrediting your case when you just straight up attack someone and attack someone's opinions or point of view. If someone just clearly cannot understand or comprehend why something is an issue or why something is problematic, then just move on. They're not worth the time. They're not worth the effort. I have seen many of the people I follow on book Twitter have to tweet out and be like, hey, peace out, I'm taking a few days off. I can't with this. There's too much happening right now on book Twitter. Or they'll be like, hey, I need to clear my head. I'll be off book Twitter for a couple days. And I'm sure this is the same way for every internet community, but people shouldn't have to take a break from Twitter. But anyway, thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. I feel like I can go in depth a lot more with this topic than I did. This was just kind of general overview of why I think that at times, especially, Booktube can be quite problematic and toxic, but There are a lot of different aspects of this that can be discussed. So if you want to make a discussion video talking about why you think Booktube is or isn't toxic, then definitely link me down below, or even just comment down below what you think about this, because I am always open to hearing more opinions, because like I said, this is just based off of my experience in the book community, and I have not been a booktuber for very long. Just leave me comments down below. Let's talk about it. Do you find this community to be toxic? If so, let me know why. If not, also let me know why. And, you know, compared to other internet communities, I think that Booktube really isn't that bad, because the internet is a pretty shitty place half the time. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!